No matter where you are in your painting, I think you can learn something there.
It's just this other layer of bringing more freedom into my creativity.
It has the potential to keep someone accountable, to keep at it and keep going and push through the hard stuff.
When I look back and see the progress that I've made, even 6 months ago versus today, I mean, the quantum leaps, just the things that we learn just build on each other.
Specifically, you're going to find what's going to really fit you and what's going to help you and develop as an artist, go to the next level with your own work.
It's changed tremendously. I now have a daily practice. I know what I'm doing. I'm focused. I have learned so much. It's taken me to where I want to go.
I've gained a lot more confidence. I've learned a lot of the fundamentals that are needed to paint.
But he's such a great teacher. It's just been a wonderful, marvelous experience.
It is the most supportive group of people that I have ever encountered. It will change your life. When I found this and found the way it was is to join the Acrylic University, there was like no reason not to. It'll change your life.
Oh, yes, we are finally here. It is day 3, and I am as excited as I could ever be for this session. Guys, and I just want to say 2 things real quick. Before we get into anything else, I want to say your paintings are absolutely beautiful and it's so fun to see them. Isn't it, guys? Isn't it awesome to see that just that pre-roll, all that video, and just seeing all these different unique expressions of your guys' creativity? And the second thing I want to say is, Peter, good job, man. Peter's been making these videos.
Thank you.
That's so cool. Every time we come live, you have a new video for us. That's been so amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun going through and seeing all your guys' work and seeing all the literally hundreds of different ways you guys interpret the exact same scene. So very cool.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. I know it's a lot of work. It just shows up for us like we're just like, hey, oh, cool, there's a new little video, but that's hours and hours and hours of work and compiling images and putting it together. So thank you, Peter, for that. So today we are going to be talking about the 3rd session, which is all about light. So I'm going to jump into this quickly with the presentation so that we can look at this. Today's cool too because of course it is Friday. We're going to open our doors for membership. It's going to be open until next Wednesday. We'll talk about that later. But this is probably my favorite. If you were just to say like what do you get excited about in art, it would be light. So are you ready for this? I want to shout it out in the chat. I want to see some people say, yes, I am ready. I am ready for this. It takes a little minute for me to see it on. Yes, I'm starting to see them. There they are. There they are. Because when it comes down to it, you guys, I love it. I love it. So ready. Good, good, good. Okay. So what I love, or what the question that, we've been talking about actually a little bit. In fact, I had a VIP session yesterday and we're answering some questions, and really, one of the things that we were talking about is how we need to be in love. Like we need to produce art out of love. That's the greatest motivation. And so the question is really, what do you love to paint? Like, what do you love to paint? Not just, I think it's cool when people do this. If you don't love it, then, it doesn't matter. But it might even be something that you need to think about. What would you love to paint? Maybe you don't feel confident, but you would love to paint people. You'd love to paint this. You'd love to paint that. It could be anything. So these are some paintings of mine. And I find that for me, when I get around different subjects, I'm like, oh, that's intriguing. That's intriguing. That's really cool. But it's really not so much about the subject matter. It's really about the light. And so the stuff that draws me to paint is when you see sunlight or even in the evening when there's street lights or something that is, it just, the light grabs our attention and it draws us in like nothing else. And it's one of the things that I think people see and recognize in my artwork, because I get a lot of comments about that. But one of the things that we're also going to talk about today is how what we're looking at can simplify the approach that we take to painting, because this is a lot of times our experience, right? The rare painting is the one that goes from start to finish in a straight line. Most of the paintings are, whoa, it's all over the map, right? Can you relate with that? Because I know I can. I look at that and I go, yep. A lot of my paintings, you know, are squiggly lines all over the map, but that's normal. And we talked about this, right? How the stages of the creative process, they go through a dark period in the middle where we go, this is terrible. And then we sometimes make the mistake of thinking that I'm terrible. But if we keep going, both these things kind of say the same thing. If you just keep going, you get to the other side, right? And so that's the great outcome of perseverance. But it still begs the question, like, why do some paintings kind of struggle? And I think a big part of that is that bad design. So design will draw people in. But when you're thinking about this, so we're talking about love and emotion and design and composition, and we're trying to make sense of this, but it begs the question, what do you, like if you were to answer this question, what do you want people to feel when they look at your artwork? And one of the ladies in our VIP session yesterday, it was really cool because she said, my goal is to engage someone emotionally when they look at the animals that I paint. And I'm seeing so many emotions. I want them to feel connected, the magic of that moment, joy, moved, the beauty of life, passion, effortless, happy smiles, something new and unexpected, happiness, comfort, joy. You know, one of the things that we can't always, control what somebody feels, but we can do something. This is the kind of the premise of today. I believe that with this technique that I'm going to show you, you will get a way to simplify design and infuse your paintings with light, color, and emotion. I know that when there's an emotional connection to a painting, I've done something right. So does that sound good? That we talk about this thing, because the big idea is design is most important. And if you take your focal area and you put the center of the source of light there, you're going to automatically move in the direction of strong design. It's not a, guaranteed thing that your painting is going to be absolutely amazing, but your design is going to be strong. And the cool thing about this all is that acrylics are absolutely perfect for this. This method is really great for an acrylic painter. So, you guys, you don't have to paint along with me. You can just relax, because I usually paint fairly quickly. And I just want to say this at the outset of this, that today's session, my demonstration from today, is a little bit more complicated than maybe the session one is. I tried to simplify it down to go in 3 separate kind of stages here. But again, it's a little bit more nuanced the way that we will work with the colors and things like that. There's a little bit of negative painting. So you're going to be shaping things with the background, but I think that you're up for it. This is our third session. So without further ado, let's roll this and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so we are going to be painting a really great sunset scene here that I actually got from a friend of mine. Funny story is he was a truck driver and he would take pictures while he was driving across these great, big spaces and through the country all over. And anyways, he gave me tons and tons of reference photos to pick from. And anyways, this is one of them that I always liked. And I thought this would be a perfect one to show what we're going to talk about today, which is how can we just create a great sense of light in this painting. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of changing to the design of the image. And I can put a little bit on here now just to show you, but it's not really going to matter that much. Now, this is just an acrylic paint pen. I'm just using it because it's going to show up easily. But what I want to do is I want to just change this from being so flat right across the bottom. I want to put a little bit of a slope in this hill, or make it a little bit of a hill, and just kind of do something like this. And then I think I might change these, maybe we'll see, from being just kind of flat. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to do this here. Just kind of, I'm not sure, but something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll leave it more like this, but it's just kind of a silo in the picture, and I'm, just changing a little bit here. Make it more like a small house, and let's just put a tree here just for fun. Let's just put some kind of tree right kind of close by. Okay. So we're not doing too much, but just changing it a little bit, which you can do, guys. You can do that in painting. Now, that's not as important, and this might get totally covered up anyways, but I just kind of wanted to show you the design that I'm thinking about. But this is where we're going to have fun with the actual strategy that I want to show you. How can we create a vibrant painting here? So what I'm going to do is start creating this layer of vibrant light. And I'm going to put it about here. And I'm going to just grab some yellow. That's my first color I'm going to put down. And then I'm going to grab some of this orange. Now, if you don't have orange, you can just start mixing a little bit of red in. And that's going to work just fine. It's going to be just about the exact same. And I'm going to keep mixing this in. And then we're going to go into the red just a bit here. Going to keep going like this. And I love this technique for how it can transform the whole feel of the painting. I'm starting to add a little bit of white and a little bit of blue in. I have a little bit of this red still in here, so this should be turning it kind of violet, but I don't want it to be too dark yet. Not too dark. So just gonna come out here, and I've never done it exactly the way that I'm doing right now, so this is a bit of a test for me, but I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work just fine, and you'll see later kind of how this will make sense for the overall scene. But we're just trying to create an atmosphere. We're trying to do something that's going to permeate the entire painting. And so I'm just continuing to mix this up. I want to add a little bit more blue into it as we go. It needs a little bit more. Just want to kind of step it away from the warmth of that inner light to be a little bit cooler, more in the violet type of color, and moving more towards, oops, got way too much white there, but hopefully we can work with it. See a little bit of red in there. Okay. This doesn't have to be a perfect gradation, but that's what we call this when we're going from one color to another. It's just a slight color change little by little as it goes out. But again, it doesn't have to look super, super smooth or anything like that. A lot of times mine are quite rough in a lot of ways, and that's okay. It really doesn't have to be perfect in any sense of that word. We're just going for this feel. This whole feel right here is what we're after. Now, this is going to be a couple coats of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my microphone and I'm going to turn on my hair dryer, but I'm going to mute my microphone so you don't have to hear it, because that's not that nice. Okay, we're back and it's pretty dry. So we're ready to go with our second coat. And if I need to make any changes color-wise, this is a good chance to do that. I think I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. The only thing I'm thinking about doing potentially is I'm thinking about maybe not going quite as light in the center. Maybe just, or I don't know. We'll see. So I'm adding a little bit of orange into that at the very center of this. I think that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to kind of transition this relatively quickly to the orange. Isn't it fun though? These colors are just so beautiful. I love seeing this type of, I don't know, just everything about painting can be so fun. So let's grab a little bit of white in there. And a little bit of this. It's going to turn a little bit more pink again. And I need to start the transition towards the violet here sooner than what it's going right now. So I kind of need to get this happening. I can work it back in towards the center if I have something that seems like it needs to be pushed inward. I can do that for sure. And I think I'll do that a little bit here. There's no right or wrong way to do this. This is mostly just what I've done and practiced and what I've found to work pretty well. But if you find that you have a different method or you want to just explore doing it a little bit different, that's great. This is just the way that I've done it. But I often find that I like trying different ways. And sometimes I find something that works better than the way that I always have done it. And I'm kind of surprised because I always think I'm doing it the best way. And then, we don't know what we know until we realize that there's a better way. We realize there's a different way of doing it. And so you might be able to teach me later your method for this. But we're just doing the exact same thing that we did before. We're trying to win this or bring this into more of a violet and then more of a blue. And the colors, again, like this time I've got more orange in my brush and I can tell that it's grayed the color down. It's not as violet as it was before. It's more of a grayish type of color. So I can grab more blue, come back into this. And you'll have to pay attention, to what you're seeing on your canvas. Like, are the colors working the way that you were wanting them to work? Are they not? What's happening there? You can see though that my house and tree down here they're gone, completely gone now, right? So, and that's okay. I just put them on there mostly just to show you what I was thinking, but not necessarily to, have them there this whole time, because I kind of knew I was going to paint over them. I didn't think that they would really show up after that. I was kind of hoping that I might see them a little bit, but I wasn't really counting on it. I was just thinking, maybe I won't have to paint or, sketch them out again, but it's not a big deal since I do. So we've got 2 coats on there. And I'm going to do my hairdryer little trick one more time. So here we go. Okay, so we're back, and I'm just going to check something here real quick. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, if you want to do a 3rd coat on that, you can. You totally can. I think that for what I'm going to do, it's okay as it is. So now the next thing I need to work on is reestablishing the house and the land, kind of like I put it in at the beginning. If I wanted to, I could use my pen, but since most of you probably don't have that, I'm not going to use it either. I'm going to grab some of my red and a little bit of my green, and that's going to mix up a really nice dark color here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of orange in there. And I'm going to come in and let's see what we can do here to get some of this shape back in for the land. Come down across like that. And this is not necessarily the color that I'm using. I just didn't want to use my darkest color right off the bat. Okay, so then we had a house. The house was kind of like, I think, I'm trying to remember. think it was just kind of like this. And that's probably not the best representation of how it was. I feel like, but it's okay. It will work, I think. And we're just gonna get it in and put the tree back kind of where we had it before. Okay, so that's like generally what we had. Now, what I want to do is I want to start adding some darker values into this. So part of this is that this house here is affected by that sunlight. So I want to have some of that be a little bit more like the color that I put down. It's got a little bit more orange in it. And now I'm coming back with some color that's a bit darker, a bit cooler. And we're gonna kind of bring some of this color in now. And then we'll do the same thing on this tree. Some of this we can allow a little rim of lighter area on the right side of the tree where it's maybe potentially getting touched by a little bit of sun. But we can also come back into any of these areas that we need to and bring any dark in. So, but we're kind of working it this way. I'll grab a little bit more orange. Again, if you wanted to add something in here, like you wanted to add, so this is the second step. We're going to like the part that we put on at first is actually the middle ground. Now we're doing the foreground, and this is going to, it's gonna really, like, I think you'll like the way that this ends up looking. But we're allowing that sunlight to affect everything here. But like I was saying, if you wanted to add, you know, like say you wanted to add another tree or something like that, you definitely can. I'm probably not going to. I'll just keep it kind of as it is. But I might add some texture like this and just try to show a little bit where the sun is hitting, some things that I think could continue to affect the overall feel and work with the overall feel, because like we've got this really great sunlight there, and that means everything that we're looking at is going to be, unless it's in the shadow, it's going to be touched by that sunlight. So we'll keep going. Again, I'm adding a little bit more green in some of these places, a little, you know, like you can bring in colors that you think, you know, you might be able to see. But you don't have to. I mean, you can really keep this painting pretty warm. It doesn't have to, you know, get a lot, like it doesn't have to be very realistic in color. Like the grass doesn't have to be green. The sky doesn't have to be blue. I mean, it's not blue, right? So and that's why we kind of like the feel of it right now. But you can adapt this and change it, and you can make it less vibrant if you want. You know, sometimes this same type of scene could be more like a silver gray day, right? And you could have it could just feel a lot more atmospheric and foggy or something like that. And that's a really cool way to do it too. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking about putting a little window in there, but I think I'm going to leave it out right now. There's something there that looks kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's interesting or distracting, but okay. But we're kind of in that range. I mean, I think that it's looking all right. And now what we're going to do is come up. This is going to be fun. This is going to be where we're going to get to pull out all that work that we did at the beginning. Wow, I've got stuff on my hands. I'm just didn't know that I had wet paint on my hand. But we're going to allow this work that we did at the beginning to really shine now. It's going to just continue to be vibrant, but it's going to grow in what it looks like. We're going to now we have the middle ground, which these are actually clouds, what we're looking at here. And we have the foreground, which is the land. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to do the sky. There's going to be some clouds. It'll be some clouds, but it will be also just some sky that we see in the sun, the sunlight, the actual sunlight. So strap yourself in, put your seatbelts on. It's going to be fun. And it probably will be a little bit challenging. This is what we call negative painting. So we're imagining right now. And if you want, this is the thing you can do. So I'm trying to think of how I can do this the easiest. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'll see if I can do this. So if you want to do this, this is often a helpful thing, is you could draw out like where you see these clouds. And, you can just take this all the way across. I mean, it's going to be something like that. It kind of comes back through. There's little parts here and there. I don't like to draw too much on here because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to cover all of it, everything like that. So I'm not going to do too much, but that's what you can do, is you can come through and you can get an idea of what you're wanting is as far as the shape of your clouds. And then you can come back and you can paint right around where those clouds are going to be. So I'm going to do that right now. Some based off of what I just did, and some just based off of my imagination, because I don't have it all drawn in. Either way is okay. You just have to figure out what you're more comfortable with. So this, again, to be really clear, what I'm painting now is the sky that's kind of behind the clouds, or the lighter clouds that are behind these clouds that are closer to us. And honestly, I've never done it this exact way before. This is the first time. What I like to do, though, is I want these edges to be somewhat soft. I don't want them to be really hard, right? So I'm going to come through and I'm going to do a little bit of smudging with my fingers to try and get those edges. And some of this, you can also see that we're going to be changing colors a bit. Some of these edges have a very light, yellow rim, so to speak, around them. And other places, it's not quite as bright. There's quite a variety. And then there's the sky and some variation behind. So we've got a fair amount of work kind of in front of us to do. But it's the kind of work that we really like. It's creating something beautiful that wasn't there before. And you can see I'm pulling my brush, I'm dragging it. I'm trying to get some dry brush marks, some things that will just make soft edges for the clouds. Again, this color, the color of some of these areas that are just off the center, the clouds that are touched by the light, they turn a little bit darker. So I'm constantly just trying to grab the appropriate value and color for where I'm at in the scene. And we can overdo this a little bit, not in a bad way, but in a good way. We can kind of overshoot a little bit and make these a little bit bigger than perhaps what we want them to be in the end. The reason we can do that is because we're still going to come back and we're still going to add in some other colors for the background, which will just help us. Now, if we're looking at this house here, just thinking, I kind of need to either create some kind of land down here, probably, so that it makes sense, or make the house look like we're looking up at it more. Not sure if that's totally making sense what I'm saying, but it's just that if we're looking from behind and we're looking down, or even at the same height, what we're probably going to see is we're going to see some of the horizon down there. So I'm going to grab a little bit of blue to mix in, and maybe it needs to be a little bit darker. So let's see. Not sure if that's really working or not, but right now we'll just let it be. We'll leave it. Yeah, I think it's working. I think it's working all right. Switching brushes, not that other one was working fine, but it was a little bit dirtier than I wanted it to be, and I didn't feel like washing it. I wanted to do something a little bit quicker. So I'm going to come down here. This is me just kind of trying to help it make a little bit of sense. Like this is just acting like I can see just a little bit of the light coming through on this lower level of sky, and maybe touching some clouds and things like that. Down here, I'm trying to just make sense in my own mind of the fact that if we're looking down and there's some land down there, that maybe is going to be a different color. But how are we differentiating the sky from the land? So I'm making this a little bit lighter up here. And it can have a little bit of a mysterious look to it. I don't mind that at all. Don't mind that at all. I need to tie in some of that lighter color into this layer now. Isn't this fun though? Okay, but I think you can kind of see what's happening. And we still haven't really come in and done much with, I think I might do a little bit on these clouds, a little bit to make these a little bit more violet. The color isn't quite what I want. So I guess I could have made the undercover or undercolor grade 8 a little bit quicker. That would have done it. But I didn't. So let's go in here. Not sure. Just thinking. I think I'm actually going to leave it, because if I mess with that layer too much right now, I don't think I need to mess with that layer too much. I think it'll be a little bit confusing if I start changing it. So I'm going to come up here though, and this part of the clouds, it looks like it's got more of a blue. So I don't mind changing this color a little bit up here. So mixing back in some violet. Trying to maintain some of the color and the gradation within this cloud. Some of the values that were already there, meaning the lightness and darkness of what we're looking at. So I kind of like there is a bit of this pink, more of a pink color that I like. Okay, so that's even more of the so we've got clouds and some land down here. We've got these clouds up there established. The last thing in terms of area that we haven't touched yet, and I want to start on now, is the sky that is back behind some of those clouds. And we will hopefully be able to do this by taking some of our yellow. I'm going to mix in a little bit, a tiny, man, this is a really interesting color. It's going to be back behind these clouds. It's got a little bit of a green in it. And I'll go back here. Let's see. It needs to be a bit darker. So let's go like this. Put some of this in there. And that color actually is pretty good for some areas here, but I think it needs to be, I think that it's better over here on the side. I think it needs to be a little bit warmer right back here. It needs to have more orange in it and more yellow in it. Okay, a little bit more green. See if we can get a bit of this down in some of these areas. And then also, as it goes up, we're going to take some of that, add a little bit more blue. And we're coming into these areas to create some softer edges. The transitions. And let's see. See, how is that looking? How is that doing? I think it's doing okay. I think it's doing okay. I think that the colors are, I think I do need to bring some of the violet into these clouds in here. I think it will help it. I think it will help it all make a little bit more sense, but we're hopefully, let me see. Yeah, let's just go for it. Oh, that's a pretty color. I like the color. We still got this whole, the feel of this is still totally intact. So just bringing some of this cooler color to the clouds, and then I'm going to add more red and more orange as it gets closer towards the sun. A little bit more orange now. Okay, yeah. I'm really liking that now. The values and the colors are making way more sense to me. Okay. We just weren't quite done yet. We weren't quite where we wanted to be. But isn't this fun? We need to keep that the edge that's really close to the sun. We need to keep that super bright and radiant. And we can come into some of these places. There's little pockets here and there where the sky is kind of poking through. The light, I should say, the light is poking through. Okay, look at that. Yeah. This is working. This is working. So I'm going to grab more blue. I think that now that other part is more blue, this also needs to be a little bit more blue up here at the top and a little bit darker, or else it won't quite fit. It won't quite make sense. And again, we're just keeping these edges really nice and soft. Yeah. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so let's grab some more color here. Now we're maybe adding a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit up here that I don't necessarily see everywhere. There are some little clouds in here. Okay. Okay, so I think we're getting there. We're really, really getting there. Just for some reason, this sky in the reference photo seems a little bit lighter up here than what I have it. I kind of like the way it is in that. If I can get it. Okay, look at this. Okay. Well, is there anything else that we need to do to make this be done? I guess filling in a little bit of this area over here. If I can get it to be the right dark color. Kind of having a hard time getting that, but I guess that's okay. And right around that rooftop there, I don't know if I can get a little bit closer with that color. Let's see, this is going to be too dark. Not enough orange. Needs a little bit darker, to be a little bit darker. A little bit lighter. Back and forth, isn't it, sometimes? But I think that's getting there. I think that's getting there. Yes, indeed. I like it. Okay, let's see if I can mix up a dark, another dark, to make just this chimney color again. I think we're there. I think we're there. Oh man, now I'm messing it up. It's not that big of a deal. Just want to be done. You guys can, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that gave you an idea of how you can go about painting and creating a vibrant atmosphere. And we covered up a lot. We covered up a lot of the original clouds that I was going to use. But if I had maybe just kept my circle in a little bit tighter and gradated out towards this violet kind of color quicker, I think it could have worked. But I think that you still get the idea and you get the feeling of what it does, because the whole painting is filled with a radiance and a vibrancy. And all of that's really put there by that initial gradation that goes out from the center of the light out towards the edges. And even out here, you can see, you might not notice it, but you can see that those colors poking through all over. And so this is the warmest part of the whole painting, and it's still coming through. And then as it goes out, it gets a little bit cooler, and we're all right. Well, it appears that that was done. So yeah, that was it, you guys. Wasn't that fun? I mean, I just absolutely love color, and I love the way that you can, when you start looking into the world, you start noticing all these subtle things that then you try to transport that and say, how can I do that in my painting? Like, what would it take to create that nuance? And it's not very easy all the time, but it's very inspiring and fun, isn't it, you guys? So thank you so much for your encouragement. I had a lot of fun with that demo, and I know that you guys will too. If it feels challenging, I just want to say again, don't ever let fear hold you back. Remember the words that we talked about the other day. I can't remember the artist, Georgia O'Keeffe. She said, I've been absolutely terrified my entire life, but I've never let it keep me from doing one single thing. So jump into this with all your heart. And I'm going to jump into some slides real quick and share this with you. Let's see if I can get it to what I should have it on. From current slide. There we go. Okay, so all the replays and reference photos and everything that you need are at acrylicuniversity.com/radiant. I realized that I didn't really show you guys that beforehand, but make sure that you go there, because that's where you can find this reference photo, and you'll see like the homework is laid out for you there, so you can kind of see exactly what you're supposed to do. And there's a form to turn in your homework, because if you turn in your homework, guys, you will be eligible for a prize on Monday. We're going to give away our big prize, which is a $500 Amazon gift card. You really want to be eligible for that. So that's going to be super fun. And we're going to do a Q&A at the end of this time. So make sure that you stick around just a little bit longer, because like I said, just thinking here. Oh, I might have gone in the wrong order here. I think I did. You guys have to go backwards here just a little bit. There we are. Okay, yeah, because there's the homework when it's due, because it's time to do a giveaway right now. And I was just thinking that I had somehow forgotten to do that slide, but it was just that I had it on the wrong thing. So let me just see here. Am I ready for this? Because I think that I need to, oh, it is. I need to share my screen, because remember, guys, we're gonna do the wheel of names. I've got that here for us. And so I'm gonna bring that up to stage. Can we do this? Okay, if you turned in your homework, you are eligible. So the homework from Diana, and Diana's lesson on color, I even saw people mention it in here, was so great. But we're ready to do this, aren't we, Peter? I think you're with me. I think everybody's here. Let's just make this happen, because we're giving away some prize stuff. And man, I'm like all a little bit off here today. I just realized I did this a little bit out of order, because I have one other thing that I really want to say. But Marissa, this is your chance to collect your prize. So make sure that you join us at or write us at support@acrylicuniversity.com. But guys, can I just have 5 more minutes of your time? Because I like somehow got my slides way out of order. And what I want to talk to you about is this. Oh my goodness. Just a second here. I need to make sure that I'm, oh my goodness, I don't know what has happened here. Okay, I think I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Because I think I'm ready. um, like one of the things that happens in a masterclass like this is that you get to experience this joyful thing that goes on inside of our membership all the time. And so I have like this quote here, right? That's from an old masterclass that happened. But what happens inside of a community like this is that you can go through a really hard time. Like this person went through this hard time where she's like, I tried, please encourage me. I'm struggling though. I'm discouraged. And the people inside of the community just rallied around and supported her so much that she says this, you really opened the door. It means the world to me. I'm writing this with tears in my eyes. You really opened the doors of hope wide in front of me. And that really, when I read those words, I thought that is so cool, because that's exactly what we want to do with our membership, because art is about hope. And if you were here at the beginning of the week, you saw us talk about this, because I hear this story. And again, you might not relate with the pictures because you might be a guy, you might not be all the way through your career. There's lots of variations in this, but this kind of story happens all the time. It's that you loved art as a child. You maybe even dreamed of a career in art, but one day you had to put your brushes away and you got a real job. Maybe you raised a family. And these are good things, but creativity is in you. And you're here now with us because you still have dreams. And here's the invitation from us to you, is that we believe this, that you are meant to be here. We're so glad that you participated in this masterclass, and we would love to invite you in to Acrylic University, because we believe you belong here, and Acrylic University is really your place to dream and explore and have fun with your art and creativity. I like to think of Acrylic University like a house. And it's like the place that you can be a kid, and there's art supplies, drawing supplies, friends, you have brothers and sisters, and you can just be a kid in this big, gigantic house where there's like room to explore creativity and just enjoy the simplicity of being a kid and dreaming, because Acrylic University really is a place where you belong. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of our membership, because it's just kind of like the easiest way to explain what it is that we do. So I'm going to put my laptop back up here. Let's go like this and just kind of walk you through. So if you say yes to us, which we would love for you to say yes, you'll get into our community. And I'm going to show you the inside of the membership. When you come in, you're going to see there's a start here button. I'm not going to go in there, but there's a lot of helpful things that just will guide you, like to understand what we have. This is the 4-week monthly rotation that you're going to have access to, which is really, really great. So for instance, this is April, and every month we have 4 weeks that we provide you content every Friday. And the first week is a workshop with Dana Shine. So if you got a lot out of her teaching on Wednesday, imagine getting that every month. It's like 2 hours of incredible, thoughtful, amazingly prepared, and 35 plus years of art and teaching and experimentation and joy. Because if you know Diana, you can sense the joy that comes out of her in everything that she does. So that's the first week, is a workshop with Diana, which is incredible. The second week, you get what we call artist choice. And this is a guest artist that we invite to come, and they do a demonstration for us. And so what's really cool about these is that you're going to get exposed to all these cool, like, just learn from all these really amazing artists that either I know or that we've been connected to over the years. And they're going to give you a little bit different taste or like vision of what it could look like to create. And you're going to be able to learn from them as they're creating in their own unique style. And you'll be able to grab some of what they do and implement whatever you want into your approach. The third week is something that we call Discover Your Voice. And so one of the things that we want to encourage is that when you're part of Acrylic University, you're not here just to copy me or to copy Diana or to copy one of our artists. We're helping you develop who you are as an artist. And we know that there is a time and a place for copying. There's a time and a place to look at somebody else, what they've done, and say, I'm going to try to do it as close to that as I can. But Discover Your Voice is another approach to it. It's saying, we are going to give you the reference photo. We're going to give you this information ahead of time. And then we're going to allow you some time and space to think about it and do your own interpretation of that subject matter. And that way you can crop the image. You can use whatever colors. You could start with a black background. You could start with a white background. You could start with an orange background. You could start with a blue background. You could experiment with big brushes. You could do it with a palette knife. You can do it however you want. And you're going to be just growing and stretching yourself and discovering, well, I know a little bit more about what I love. That's more about who you are and discovering who you are as an artist. That's what we call Discover Your Voice. So that's a session with me at the end. So then the actual session with me is that I will then approach it usually I try to vary kind of how I approach it, and it will give you just another snapshot of, okay, that's how Jed did it. So I did it this way, Jed did it that way. What do I like? Maybe there's parts of what I did that you want to grab and you want to say, next time I'm going to throw that in. But maybe there's parts that you did that you go, I actually like the way that I did it more. But it's all a process of learning. And because you're going through it before the lesson, you have this exponential amount of growth that happens. And the fourth week, we have something that we do with Brian Buckrell. He's our main guy that comes and does critiques for us. So if you submit homework, he will go through and select paintings that he believes are going to be helpful for the largest amount of people. And so he will critique in a very methodical and wonderful way. He'll go through and he'll talk about the like foundational things that make a difference in the artwork. And he'll do it in a visual way on his computer so that you can see exactly what he's talking about. It's not like you're going to be guessing at anything here. So that's the fourth week. And one thing that happened about a month ago, I was talking to some people, and this woman said, you know what? I get so much out of those critique sessions because it's helping me understand how to use my imagination in my artwork, because I see what Brian comes and the changes that he makes. And it's helping me be more of an impressionistic painter. It's helping me use my imagination and use my creativity. So to me, it was this incredible eye-opening thing where I knew that the the critique sessions were helpful for people, but in the fact that it was pushing them further in their own creativity and their own imagination was really cool to understand, because I didn't actually realize that at the beginning. So, you guys, that's just a small fraction, actually, which is crazy, of what you get. That's a lot, because every month you're going to get that. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to throw in a bunch of other stuff if you sign up right now. And that is what we call our bonus library. It's like a vault of premium courses and incredible lessons that you can go to. And there's at least 9. I went through the other day and I was counting. There's at least 9 full courses in here. There's the landscape modules, and each one of these is just like so good. So there's these foundation courses, which you can start from anywhere. So if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter. You can start as a total beginner. You don't need to know anything, but we will take you through everything that you need to know. And if you look through what people have said over the years, we've gotten certain comments so many times that we lose track. I lose track of how many people have said this, but there have been so many people who say, I went to art school and I got more out of what I've done with you in this year than I did in 4 years of art school. That's kind of crazy, but we're very proud of that, and very proud to be able to say, like, with confidence, we can say, come into what we do, and you're going to, that's why we have guarantees, and you're going to grow, you're going to have fun, and it's going to be a blast for you. So I'm going to show you one other thing here, but I need to just open up a new tab so that I can show you where to go to get this. Okay, here we go. This is what it looks like. Okay, so you're going to go to our sales page, which is going to be on our homepage here in just a second. We're going to have a direct link there. But if you go down to the bottom of this page, you're going to see that it's actually quite reasonable what you're going to get. This whole package that you get with all of this stuff in it is $49 a month. That's it. $49 a month. You can pay for an annual membership for $497. That's going to save you almost 2 months worth. Or you can pay one time and have access to this for your life. There's also a payment plan for the lifetime, which breaks it into 3 monthly payments. You can apply for a scholarship if you feel that money is the only thing that's holding you back. You go like, I'd love to be involved, but I feel like I need a little break. We want you to be able to do this if that's the only thing. And if you're Canadian, there's also a thing here that will put it into Canadian dollars for you. So those are the links. This is the place to go. This is going to be live on our site. We're going to send you emails. You're going to have everything that you need right in front of you. And I don't know what else to say. Peter, you want to come on here? Diana, you want to come on here? I think we're ready.
All right, great.
Awesome. To answer some questions.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, this is the time for questions. So I'm looking back. I haven't been looking at this screen at all because I've been like just trying to get to the right pages and stuff because I forgot to have that membership page open. But are we ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Could you switch your microphone? I think it's on, or it sounds a little echoey. I think it might not be the right one.
Let me try, yeah.
Oh,
That's
there we
better.
go.
That's better.
Okay, I just had my mic turned away because I was sneezing, and I wasn't sure if you could hear me while Jed was
Gotcha.
demoing.
So Laura Lee, I see you say this. I hope to one day when finances allow for it. So I just encourage you, if you are in a place like that, hey, click on the scholarship application, because that's why we have it. It's just there for that exact reason. Do the artists give personal critiques after each of the lessons?
So go ahead. Answer that one first.
Do the artists give personal critiques after each of the lessons? We don't give personal critiques after each of the lessons because the lesson ends generally. Then I do sometimes look at art before my Discover Your Voice, because there's a chance to actually, like, people have already painted that. But generally, like, the lesson happens and then we're on to the next month. The critiques happen in Brian Buckrell's critique session. That's where those critiques happen, but we answer questions after our teaching, because just like this, you can stay on, you can ask questions and that kind of thing, but there's usually not the time to actually have anybody have painted something. We can look at it like that, but that happens during Brian Buckrell's session.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through and answer a bunch real fast.
Okay, cool.
Is it US and Canada only, or can people from around the world join? Anyone from around the world can join, as long as you can, connect to a website and pay with a credit card. Are classes for the university recorded in the event you miss? You can replay later. Yes, they're recorded. You can go back and watch them as many times as you want. Is there a Monday night meeting? No, there's not a Monday night meeting. They're Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific. Let's see. When you buy the lifetime access, do you get everything that's newly added? Yes. Anything that we add to the bonus library, you get lifetime access to that. So, and then obviously lifetime access to the journey. And then let's see. The unlimited membership can be paid in installments. I assume you're talking about the lifetime, and yes, it can be paid in installments. We do have a payment plan for that. I had to step away for a minute when we were talking about the membership. Is there somewhere that info is shared? Yes, I pinned a link at the top here, and we'll also be sending you that link in an email that will give you all the stuff you need to know about the membership. How long does a single class last for? Usually an hour and a half to 2 hours is how long the classes are.
Yep.
Can you suspend the monthly membership if you know you're not going to have time while on vacay or in the hospital? Yes, all you have to do is email our support team and we'll pause your membership for you. Where's the application for a scholarship? It's just at the bottom of the sales page. So if you guys go, I pinned the link here. We'll be sending that link out all over the place as well. If you go to that link at the bottom, there's a link to apply for the scholarship. What happens if Acrylic University goes down and one has a lifetime membership? So what we say is that we can guarantee 2.5 years. Is that correct? Is it 2.5 or 2?
Well, yeah. So the price of the membership, for if you buy a lifetime membership, you're paying essentially for 2.5 years of what you would pay if you were paying. It's actually less than that if you're paying monthly, or more than that. Trying to think. Anyways, like we can't control the world, like we can't control everything, but we can guarantee that you're not gonna, like there's no way that. I mean, what's crazy is if you join today, you're not going to regret it. I can guarantee you're not going to regret it. And you're probably going to get a better deal than if you wait. Because there's people who joined in the past that got a better deal because of where they were at and where we were at. And they're still enjoying the benefits of something that they subscribed to like years ago, right? So that's just kind of the nature of it. Will prices go up? Do the prices of everything go up right now? Like, are you paying more for gas than you were 2 years ago? Yeah, you are, right? So are we. And so the price of everything goes up. The price of, we've maintained our prices. And right now we're at this place where we're going, you know what? We're going to need to change some of the structures of how we do things. So I'd say, like, if you're pondering it and you're thinking about it, I just always recommend jump in at the monthly level and see all that's in there. It's a very minimal risk. You're putting $49 out, and we will give it back to you if you jump in and you say, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But you'll probably come in, and what happens like a large percent of the time is that people come in as a monthly member. They'll go, oh my goodness, there's so much in here. This is so great. I want to upgrade. Make me a lifetime member. So,
and
but you don't
as
have
long
to.
as
That's right off the bat.
And of course, as long as nothing freaky, crazy, black swan event happens, we plan to continue supporting Acrylic University. But obviously, we can't make that promise that we will support it for the rest of our lives. We just obviously can't control the future. What time are the lessons? 10 a.m. Pacific on Fridays.
But you can always watch them anytime. They're not live then, but if you miss them, you can watch them anytime. So
yes. Thank you, Diana. Yeah, for sure. Are the mini challenges included in the membership? No, those are separate, just kind of one-off products, and they're more of like a lower entry, you could say. Do you have access to past tutorials when you join? Yes. So in the bonus library, you have access to a library of courses that we've recorded before. And as well, I think this time we're throwing in the bonus of the past year's journey events as well. Is that right, Jed?
Yeah. So you're going to get from September till now, you're going to get all these like amazing lessons that it's just an extra bonus that we're throwing in for you.
Yeah, so you'll get the past 7 months of live events, basically. Let's see. All of your classes are in the middle of a workday. Can I participate but outside the live hours? Oh, yeah, of course. One thing, guys, like the live events they're awesome. And don't get me wrong on that. They're awesome, and I can't understate that, or I can't overstate that enough. But it's just a small part of the membership. Like if you can't attend live, you'll have ample opportunities to go replay it. There's the community where you can share your work. The live events just kind of set the tone for what we're working on each month. But the membership continues outside the live membership all over the place. So there's lots of awesome stuff. Is the monthly membership consecutive, or can you skip and come back later? You can email our support team and we'll pause your membership if you need us to. How old is Acrylic University? 5
We started
years
in
now?
we are exactly we launched. In fact, I would say that this would be the launch of our beta test in April of 2019. So
there you go.
5 years, and if you count when we actually started recording, longer than that.
Yep.
It's been a great journey too. And I'll tell you what, you guys, like what's so cool is that you see us, like, I don't know if you feel this from me, but the way I feel right now is I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to change like the homepage so that the link goes to the membership now. And like all these things that I'm going, oh my goodness, but Acrylic University has become a family to us.
Yeah.
And all of us, we work together. We have fun together. I mean, like we legit love each other. And I can't, necessarily convince you of that. Like you might think that I'm just trying to sell you something. I'm not. I mean, I do want you to join, but I want you to join because you will enjoy it. Like, you know what? One of the hardest things is to be lonely in the world and to have dreams that are unfulfilled in your life, or to never realize your potential in something because you're too afraid. So when I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't try with all of my heart to get you to join Acrylic University, because we've seen it change lives over and over and over and over again. And it's not me and Peter and Diana, it's the community. It's everything together that goes together. You're just not going to be alone in your journey. And we love it. Like, there's no part of me that thinks, is it like, do we have a lot of work that we do and everything? Yeah, we do. Are we going to be here in 30 years? Well, I don't know if I'll be alive in 30 years, but I have no plan of stopping, because we love it. And so we just are saying, hey, come in, give it a shot. like I said, the monthly membership is the easiest entry point, and you can upgrade within the first 30 days and you'll get full credit for your $49. You'll get refunded if you don't like it. You know, like there's really no risk to you. I just say, like, just go for it, put in the money, $49. It's like a little bit that you can test it all out and get it back if you don't like it. You can get it, even if you do like it, but you just didn't want to pay for it. You can spend 29 days with us and have fun and still drop out. And, you know, we're good with that. Like, we just want you to have the opportunity to see what it is and to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this really quick. Tell About School. It is so supportive and special. So yeah, one really cool thing that comes with membership is we have a private community where we share our work and we give each other encouragement and feedback and all that kind of stuff. So private for Acrylic University members, there's quite a few people in there, and it's one of the best parts of the membership. It honestly makes the whole thing.
Hands down. It's like being able to go through the journey with other people. It's awesome.
It's really nice to have that community where you can talk to people chat with you. You can ask for feedback on your paintings. They'll give it to you. Everybody is positive and kind. I haven't seen any unkindness in our private community. It's just, you feel like you're part of a group. And I don't know about you, but COVID isolated me. And it was so wonderful to have a community to just be together with. Even, you know, although it was online, we learned how to do that, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, totally. I remember, like in the thick of it when we started doing Friday Night Live, and felt the same way as you, Diane. I was like, we're isolated, we're trapped here, and then we connected with all these people online. It was like really special.
Right? It was so good.
I'm sorry, where did you say the scholarship application is located? So it's on the sales page. I pinned it. You can also email that.
That's where it is.
That.
Oh, yeah, you can go. I just had it pulled up too. You can go to that. That's the actual thing, but it might be easier to just say, write emails to us. That's probably it's easier to remember.
If you don't know where the sales page is, it'll be at the bottom for you. Is this price only for today? The membership is open for a limited time, but as of right now, that's our current price. Like Jed said, we're, considering mixing things up, but we're not exactly sure yet.
The cool thing is, Peter, I just am thinking that you can just go here, acrylicuniversity.com/membership. It's the easiest one to remember. It'll redirect you to the sales page.
Yeah.
So that's easy.
And yeah, totally. And one thing, Gwen, once we join, is it easy to find out where to start? Yes. So membership closes on next Wednesday, I believe. And then the next day, Thursday, is our new member orientation. So we're going to walk through with all of our new members, and we're going to show you, it's a live event. We're going to show you how to get the most out of your membership and where to go to find everything. So yeah, it'll be really cool. A lot of fun. I noticed a different link for CAD folks. Is there a difference in the program or pricing? No, the program is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's put into Canadian dollars for you, is what it is.
Yeah.
If
so
you're
that
Canadian.
Yeah. Can we see the prices?
Is Peter painting too? Wait, we got to answer this one. Is Peter painting too?
Not recently. I am drawing here and there like always, but I have the itch. Eventually. I have too many hobbies, guys. It's hard. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, somebody just asked if they can see the prices again. I don't know if do you want me to show that again, Peter?
Yeah, you can. For sure. Brent says, I love acrylics. However, when I'm in group shows, it always feels like acrylics take the backseat to oils. Why is that?
Well, it's up to us to change it. Just paint great. It'll change.
So this is the pricing here, you guys. It's $49 a month, $497 a year, or $12.49 one time. So pretty awesome deal. And like, if you, I guess I could show this, you know, there's a, like, if you just think about, I don't know if you've been to a workshop or a class at a local studio or something like that, but if you were to pay for this session with Diana, it's easily $99.
Easily,
If
yeah.
yeah, it's like easily. I mean, these are not high prices that I'm giving you there.
Right.
It's like going lowball prices. The session with a guest artist demo, I'm just saying $79. My session, $79. Like, if you just take just the stuff that's in the month itself, it's like $264, the stuff that you're going to have in front of you. Then you throw in all this other, the premium course vault and the landscape knowledge, like there's over 300 lessons in there. And
yeah, and I wrote full, like 6-hour courses on perspective and color and design. I mean, you could take a full 6-hour course from me, and that would cost you, if you took it live, thousands of dollars. Plus, you know, staying in a, you know, transportation and a hotel or something, it would cost you thousands of dollars. But that's free just on the website. That's free to, or not free, but it's included in the monthly membership just on the website. So you have to know what a value you're getting there. Right?
Yeah. It really is. And the thing about it too is I've gone to lots of workshops, and here's what happens with workshops is you never remember everything. So when you're trying to think back and you're going like, what did they say about this? And I'll go back and I'll look for my notes. And sometimes I take notes and sometimes I forget to take notes. And it's totally hit or miss if I can remember anything. I actually just saw an artist that I took a workshop from a few years ago. And I was trying to remember because I had taken notes and I had written them down, and I went back to it and I studied it like a bunch of times, and I still couldn't remember all the little points that I got from him, because I had 4 points that I remembered, but I can't remember them. But you know what would happen if I had a video of that lesson? I could just go back to that video and I could go, oh yeah, that's it. And I could see exactly what he had done in that lesson, but I can't because it was a workshop, and I have really vague memories of it, right? So you're going to have this stuff that it's not just like going to workshop one time. That's cool. That's really great. But there's so much that you can't absorb in that one specific moment. But you can come back to these and you'll absorb that first thing, and then you'll be able to come back and absorb and take in, and it will make a real difference in your art.
Wanda, let's go. Welcome to Acrylic University. We're happy to have you.
Right.
Super awesome. I saw something that made me laugh earlier. Was it somebody asked about your guitar behind you, Peter?
Yeah. What'd they say?
And they're like, they said, "Can Peter? Is that a guitar behind Peter? Can he play for us?"
Badly, but yes, I was actually playing some this morning.
So funny. Are the lessons downloadable to create a library? No, they're not downloadable. They are. It's like if you were part of a gym. You know, you go to the gym to work out, but you can't take the weights home with you, right?
That's a good analogy.
It's kind of like that.
All right, Brenda, thank you tons for the workshops this week. I will consider the membership. We'll decide before the opening expires. I'll see you on Monday. Again, thank you. You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you for thanking us. Like, you guys are such a grateful, like, warm group. Sometimes, you know, it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but overall, you know, you guys are so amazing.
Yeah. Gisela says kind of what I was saying, buy monthly for 1 month. If you aren't happy, they refund you. Trust me, you won't be. Then within the month, you can change to lifetime or annual, or just keep your monthly. It doesn't, you can do whatever kind of fits for you. But yeah, guys, we're so thankful for you. We're so thankful that you were, you know, hung with us this week. We were looking forward to Monday. It's going to be a blast.
Yes,
And
it is. I still don't know what we're painting.
totally true, Diana. We don't know what we're painting yet, but what's going to happen on Monday is that both Diana and I are going to paint at the same time, and it's always a fun time.
Live, yeah.
And we'll just be side by side on the screen for you, and yeah, usually it's quite fun.
It is. It's really fun, and it's like dueling banjos or something. Oh, he just did that. Oh, it's really fun.
Look at that. Come on, Peter, let's hear a tune. Maybe if we're all nice, we can have, maybe Peter will play a song for us on Monday too.
There you go. Celebration video. I actually have one that I can do.
Oh,
Okay-ish.
Nice,
so people are a little confused about the Canadian offer. We basically just have a separate link for Canadians so that it's not drastically more expensive for you compared to what it is for Americans.
You make money in Canadian dollars, and I'm Canadian. My wife is Canadian, and we care about Canadians. And the other thing is that it fluctuates. If you're paying US dollars, it's going to fluctuate all the time because the dollar, it might not be that significant, but it will go up and down and up and down. It's kind of hard to budget for that. So we just said, okay, look, let's just create a Canadian dollar offer for the Canadians. And it's in your currency. It's not going to change.
Yes.
And it's there for you. If you don't want to do it, you can just do the US dollar one. But yeah.
So it's $49 CAD. Yes. It's $49 CAD. That's what the Canadian offer is. That's how awesome it is. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Paint with us, Peter Van Gogh. Oh, you guys are too funny. You guys are too funny.
Right.
I'm going to put real quick before we go. Couple people are asking, where do I go to sign up? So it's pinned. We'll be emailing it out, but I'll just go ahead and boom. Go ahead and put that in there a few times.
Okay. And you can just go to acrylicuniversity.com. There's a link right there on the homepage for that. Also, if you want to type it all out, you can go to acrylicuniversity.com/membership. Just put the word membership behind that, and it's going to direct you to the sales page. So fairly straightforward there, but
yes,
we will also send you emails. So if you don't find it, make sure you check your email because it will be there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It'd be nice if Peter painted along because it would help us nervous types to see one of the circle try his best. Yes, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
So fun. Well, we love you guys. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Diana. It has been a blast, and we're looking forward to the big celebration on Monday. So make sure you take a little time this weekend, get your last homework pieces done. You can still submit the homework from Monday if you haven't done that yet. You can submit it for Wednesday, and you can submit it for today. And all that's going to do is increase your chances to win the $500 grand prize. Plus, we're going to give away brushes and some other fun things on Monday. So we'll look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So much fun.
Love you guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone.